Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Barry, the boater, Mike the Mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. And boy, I'm pretty excited because the grocery store here locally in our neck of the woods just got their first delivery of pumpkin beer. Yes,
Awesome.
Pumpkin beer. And it's August, right? And it's still hotter than hell.
Does it come in a pumpkin?
No, but
No?
but you know, it makes me feel like things are about to cool down, even though they're not really doing that at the moment.
So it really does taste like pumpkin.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like drinking a slice of pumpkin pie.
Again, a couple of weeks ago, you let me try your monkey beer, and that was terrible. So I'm hoping this is better.
Okay.
Wow, beer that tastes like monkeys? Ooh.
Yeah. Well, it's a
Who in the hell would want
particular piece of anatomy of a monkey. So I'll leave it at that. However, you know, we got a storm on the horizon. We're about to get drenched.
Another one?
Well, it looks like this first one's just going to be what a big downpour. You think, Patrick? But then after
No.
that, they don't know.
I came storm chasing for this thing and came over the west coast of Florida.
Yeah.
It's not here.
It's not here yet.
It's
right.
going to be so far out in the Gulf. You're going to get
a lot of rain.
breeze.
That's
Yeah.
about it.
I don't know if you can see my screen on Facebook, but or YouTube, but
Yeah.
that's what the tropical storm looks like right
Well,
now.
at the moment, yeah, it's not here yet. Mike the
That-
Mariner's out
that's-
there on the west coast of Florida, Clearwater, right? And you're at your
Yeah.
new residence. It looks like.
Yep.
I wish.
That is it.
What is that?
Mike's at his retirement home.
Yeah, you can see this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You know that whole thing. What is that? Where are you exactly, Mike?
I'm at the Bellevue Inn.
The Bellevue Inn. Okay.
In Bel Air, Florida. It used to be called the Bellevue Biltmore Hotel. It's an old historic hotel that was on the Flagler rail line. On
So the
west coast of
question
Florida.
really is why? Why are you there?
We came over. My girlfriend Colleen, my beautiful girlfriend Colleen,
Yeah.
she grew up here
Oh,
and right here in this area. So we came over to see her brother and some friends that she grew up with. So we're just hanging out for the. for a
okay.
4-day
So
long
you're just
weekend.
chilling. This place is like a hotel now, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, it's a
All right.
hotel. Yeah.
It's
An
not where
historic
she grew
hotel.
up. She didn't grow up in the
Not
Bellevue.
in the hotel.
Or
She's about a mile away.
yeah, I was gonna say, man, you're definitely trying to marry up or date up or something there. That's sweet. But I guess a nice romantic weekend.
I'm out of my league.
Okay.
I'm way out of my
Well,
league.
that's okay.
So,
That's
Mike,
impressive.
did you get there in true boater style? Did you go and undertake a trip around down the east coast of Florida through the Keys and up the west coast to get to your current destination, or did you pull a Rusty Gardner and drive your car?
I drove my car because, first of all, that would have taken me about a week and a half.
Right.
That
and
makes
would
it a
have
good
cost
boating
about
trip.
and about $4,000 in fuel.
Mm-hmm.
It's all part of getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
well, are you going to go out on a boat maybe while you're there on the west coast and see what the
No,
waterways
no.
look like? No, you're just going to look at
I
the
know
water.
the water's over here. I lived over here for a long time, and
Yeah.
it's some of the best boating in Florida, the west
Okay.
coast of Florida.
He literally
Yeah.
is in a rocking chair on the front of this massive resort, looking
a
out at the
rocking-
water.
That's a rocking Adirondack chair.
Exactly.
Yes, it is.
He's got
Yeah.
quite the view. He looks quite chilled. I think he has a beer in his hand. Is that a pumpkin beer or no? It is not.
No, we just lost him. That's it.
he just
It's
froze.
the beer that did it.
Right.
But
The hotel
thought the
doesn't want to
Bellevue-
put the word out that they got pumpkin beer. They'll be overrun. So
I thought the Bellevue was a
It's a-
psychiatric
it-
hospital.
yeah, Mike, go ahead. We hear you now.
It's a beer from Holland. I think I froze there for a couple minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's got a beer. That's about, and he's kicking back in a rocking chair. Has the view better than the rest of us here on the World of Boating crew, and ready to find out what's going on in the world of boating. So, Patrick, what do we got?
Yes.
Barry, what do we got?
Well, I wanted to talk about the love letter that I received from Noah, and you'll
Excuse
get one
me?
of these. Now, I get one every 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to show it up here so no one can see it on the radio.
Right.
But it's a letter you get from NOAA when you purchase or you buy a personal locator beacon or regular EPIRB.
Yeah.
You're supposed to register that with NOAA.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what you're doing is putting contact information in their forms. So if you do set this thing off, they have someone they can notify and say, hey,
Like,
this thing went off. Does it belong to your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever?
right.
And are they really out on a boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, much preferable to have something like that than rely on your smart home to try to make contact with your family by blasting some odd music at top volume.
Yeah, we did that last
Alert
week.
them
Darren,
that
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
in danger.
Yeah.
I do have a quick funny little story,
Yeah.
and I'm
It
calling
better
out
be.
I'm calling out my dad. My dad has a couple of different EPIRBs on the boat. One of them is exactly like the one you just showed on Facebook and YouTube. But about a week and a half ago, my dad was down in Fort Pierce, and he was just moving things around. He found it, he looked at it, turned it on, checked it, turned it back off, put it back in his boat bag, and he was about to walk up the dock, and his phone rings, and it was the Coast Guard. He
Right.
accidentally set off the EPIRB.
Yep. Well, that can happen.
Coast Guard Sector Miami called his cell phone.
There's $5,000 fine.
No.
No.
But that's
No,
the
no,
reason.
they were fine. They just said,
Yeah.
"Hey, did you set your EPIRB off?" He said, "Yes, I did accidentally just now." And
Hmm.
and they said, "Okay, well, we're just checking in on you."
That's good.
And
Yeah,
that's
they were
what
checking out.
do.
Yeah,
They-
that's
they-
what they
they-
do. And actually, if yours gets set off, Barry, now Noah knows what EPIRB belongs to you, and they will notify your wife, and she'll get the call when your ship goes down and you've been lost at sea, and she'll go, "Yes,
That's right.
the insurance
have
is
the
paid
first call
up.
goes-
Yes."
Goes to the insurance company. Then the second call goes to the lawyer. But no, you will get a letter like this every 2 years from them. They'll send you an email saying it's time for you to renew this. You just review the information. If it's all the same,
Mhm.
you click it's all the same, and then they will send you a letter with a little sticker that you put on the back of the EPIRB. A little sticker up there
Says it's updated.
says it's updated and good for another 2 years.
Well, there
And
you go.
it's just basic information. What's the name of your vessel? If you have a name, where it's located,
Mhm.
what areas do you usually boat in, and contact information.
Yeah, is it costing you anything to do that?
No,
Well, that's
no,
good.
It doesn't cost anything.
All
But
right.
the time it takes, Barry, that's too much time. I got this letter from Noah. I'm just going to toss it over here with the stack of the other ones, and I'll get around to it sometime. But man, pen and paper, and want me to fill out this information. Then I got to put it in what is that other thing called? An envelope?
No, you do it all online.
Yeah.
It's-
If you went to the trouble
I
to
gotta go on online. Now I'm going
Golly.
down some rabbit holes where I'm next thing you know, I'm looking at cat videos on YouTube.
That's right.
You know what? Really, honestly, they should just have an app where you can you scan the back of your EPIRB. All the information is there. You just correct information correct. Yes, boom, done.
They probably do.
Yeah,
They
I
still-
believe
you
some of
still
the
need,
brands do.
Yeah, but you still need contact information, and that changes. So that's why they ask.
Well,
you to
that's
renew
well,
it
that's
every
well,
2
that's why. No, they would send it to you. You'd get the alert every couple years, and then it would ask you to review the information, make any changes. If everything's correct, yes. If not, you'd have the opportunity to go in and edit, and then submit, and then you're done.
years. That's what I did.
Well,
They-
okay.
they-
Did you do that through the manufacturer's website of your EPIRB, or did you do it through
you don't-
NOAA?
You don't. No, you do it through NOAA. There's actually I did it originally through I think it was Boats US.
Yeah. Well, that
No, that's my MMSI number. No,
Oh, don't even
Oh,
get
boy.
us talking about MMSIs and trying to update your AIS.
no, that you could do that through Boat US.
Okay. Well, you can do all this stuff. If you're going to the trouble to buy an EPIRB, I mean, that costs a couple $100 at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're
it's
gonna
kinda
take the-
useless.
Yeah. If you don't bother to register it, what's the point, really? So.
Well, I mean, they'll find you. They just won't know where to mail the body when they're done.
Ah, okay. Well, there's that.
Yeah, when we are talking about MMSI and the AIS, for boats that are out there that, as expected, maybe in the next now 8 to 18 months, going to have some nice pre-owned boats coming on the market where if the original owners have entered in that information, if the AIS is active, it's going to be to the vessel name. If you're looking at changing the number or the vessel name, that's a little more involved, where you're actually looking at sending the unit back to the manufacturer.
Okay. Well, that'd just be the part of boat ownership, wouldn't it?
That's through the VHF. And a lot of people probably won't even bother with that. But
oh, yes, they will. If they're going to buy a new boat, I have faith. Follow the guidance of Noah and God knows who else. And do the right thing. Be a good boater. That's what it's all about, right? More coming up.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I'm really excited to check out these beautiful waters with you in a really cool way.
All right.
See that boat over there?
Yeah.
I think we're going to sail on it today.
Oh, my God. Yes.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the Boater, Mike the Mariner. The Bachelorette wrapped up filming this week, had the big finale. I know our crew all was on the edge of their seat watching who she was going to end up with. And Barry, you'll be glad to know that it wasn't the one you had hoped for. It was the other guy.
Yeah, I do have a life.
Yeah. So don't be too sad about it. The bummer about the Bachelorette, they didn't really have a lot of boating things, like fantasy dates and things like that on boats this year. I guess it was because of the COVID thing. They were kind of locked down in New Mexico and not really near bodies of water where they usually do this.
Well, that's romantic, New Mexico.
Well, okay,
New
you
Mexico?
say so. Yeah.
It's like a rotisserie.
Yeah. There's a New Mexico? So anyway, maybe
Did
next
you say
year.
New Mexico or nude Mexico?
A little bit of both, maybe. Could have been both. Could have been both.
At the same place?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Barry's watching it. I'm just reading his notes for the Bachelorette. Anyway,
No,
moving on to the latest boating news and information. Other than keeping your, EPIRB info up to date, what else we got, Patrick?
Well, what well-known watercraft, water sports manufacturer has come out with a pontoon boat line? Anyone?
Watercraft, water sports,
Well,
Yamaha.
Sea-Doo is the only one I can think of watercraft.
That
Like
would be
Jets.
correct.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Greg for the win.
Mhm.
Wow.
So they got a pontoon boat now. Sea-Doo does.
No, they've got 3. Bombardier Recreational Products, affectionately known as BRP, introduced the Sea-Doo Switch, a new model line that combines a pontoon platform with a personal watercraft. Switch models are jet-driven and owner configurable. The deck consists of Lin-Q, or Link, L-I-N, capital L, lowercase I, lowercase n, capital Q, Link, quick attach tiles that allow owners to add or remove seats, tables, and more. The handlebar style helm is stationary. It is a dynamic pontoon with the heart of a Sea-Doo, and its quick change deck design can completely reconfigure to fit a solo fishing trip in the morning, a family picnic at noon, and a wakeboard session in the evening, says, of course, the global marketing director for BRP. The boats are available in 3 models, the Switch Sport, and the Switch Cruise, and range from 13 to 21 feet, powered by the Rotax jet drive. Horsepower availability is 100 to 230 horsepower. All Sea-Doos, intelligent brake and reverse for close quarter maneuvering.
It doesn't come apart. It's not modular, though. I mean,
yeah, it is.
Oh, so you can actually separate the Sea-Doo, the Wave Runner, away from the deck?
No, not that.
Okay.
No, not that. It doesn't.
The deck components, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which, there's been other recreational boat manufacturers that have attempted this in the past,
right?
With certain models. I can speak from experience on my end, and customers really it's cumbersome. Where do you put these components if you're removing them? You got to be able to put them somewhere,
right?
If your boat is in a marina, that becomes an issue. If it's at your house, you're cramming that stuff into your garage, and with a lineup that are, you've already got some really well established pontoon boat lines out there that I'm not quite sure how this is going to go over.
Have you seen pictures of the boat?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
now,
looking
is
at
it a true
pontoon boat?
It is a true pontoon boat.
Yeah.
It's not like a
No,
hurricane deck.
No, it's a true pontoon.
Okay.
The one that I'm looking at actually looks like a tri-toon. I don't have enough on the construction, whether that's using the same like kind of rotocast that the Sea-Doos are made out of, or if it's true aluminum. But there's some issues with, jet drives are great for PWCs. They have their place with certain large craft, certainly. With a pontoon boat, I'm not real sure. You're not going to have any trim characteristics, number one, with a jet drive. 2, jets usually know 2 positions, neutral and fast.
Yeah.
No, this one has the ability.
limitations, but-
What does it have, Barry?
This one it looks like it has the ability to go in reverse by having that,
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that,
The
reverse
bucket. It's a
thing,
bucket.
the bucket to drop
Yeah.
down.
Right.
What's strange is that it doesn't use a steering wheel. It uses handlebars like you're on a jet boat.
Yeah.
But they're saying the maneuverability, they're showing an overhead video of it, and the thing does spin around pretty good. But it'd be a good James
well,
Bond boat.
here's the thing, though. Spinning around, which if you've spent any time on a PWC or a jet boat, Yeah, it's fun the first couple times, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, especially if you're in a jet boat and spin the boat around and maybe, you know, tell everybody to hold on and then you whack it into reverse because, again, all it's doing is moving that clamshell at the back of the nozzle and redirecting the water flow. And you drop the bow under the water and whoever's sitting up in the bow gets a tidal wave over the top of them. You know, after you do that a couple times, okay, the novelty's worn off. Now what do we do with it? And with a pontoon boat, I don't want it spinning on a dime.
No, you won't be doing that with a pontoon boat.
Well, if you're going to use it to go water scan, that was one of the versions of it, right? You'd give you that extra deck space to throw the stuff around and ropes.
Well, you've got extra deck space, but again, the maneuverability, I don't need it spinning I don't need it turning in a 180 at such a speed that that your center of gravity is a lot higher, and you don't have a lot in the way of gunnel as far as keeping people inside the boat. So I don't want to do that, and I'm sure there's a market for it. I probably see more of rental. I think the rental market would probably do really well with these. But I again,
or people familiar with running a Wave Runner or Sea-Doo, you know, this would be an easy transition.
Right.
Yeah.
Much easier.
I mean, they certainly didn't design this hull to be able to do this spinning that you do with a normal Wave Runner.
I'm talking about when you're docking the boat. You can see it where they're docking it. You know, some of these older jet boats, it was hard to dock them. This one looks like it just kind of turns around nicely. So if you want to dock it, it's not a big issue.
Yeah,
it'll look cool. I mean, come on, we can all agree on that. And why not? Who knows? We'll see what the market bears when they put these things out there. Sea-Doo's taking an aim at the pontoon boating market. There you go. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 PSI left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Imagine traveling twice as fast as you can drive. Imagine taking friends and family snorkeling, surfing, skiing, shopping, and more to exotic destinations. Imagine attending business meetings in cities far away and still making it home at night. Or just imagine exploring the wild blue yonder.
Quit dreaming about it and get to it. There has never been a better time to become a private pilot, and Flight Training Professionals in Orlando will show you how. Flight Training Professionals in Orlando is your full-service flight school. A state-of-the-art flight simulator, a fleet of the latest Cessna aircraft, and a staff of full-time seasoned flight instructors are just a few of the many reasons Flight Training Professionals in Orlando is the place to start your aviation adventure. Call 407-896-0077. That's 407-896-0077. Or go to ftpros.com. That's ftpros.com. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Mike the Mariner, Barry the Boater. I think Mike has to split after this segment. Is that true? You got to go back to rocking on that rocking chair and enjoying your vacation. You don't have time for us losers, I am assuming. Is that fair to say, Mike?
Yeah.
Nailed it,
I'll
didn't
be
it?
saying
Okay.
adios at the end of the segment.
Okay. Well, enjoy the view and the rocking chair and the beer. It's probably good. You know, he's having a cocktail right now. If we let him on any longer, we'd end up having to hit the dump button. is my
Yeah,
guess.
no, I'm under control. I'm
Are
under
you?
control
Are you?
still.
Well, for
Yeah.
now, he is.
For an hour from now, there's all bets are off.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, keep an eye out for all the boating stuff going on. Going on in Clearwater today. Maybe you have to get
Yeah.
out there and report back next week. Right?
I will.
Okay.
I will. Yeah.
Fair enough. And what else we got, Patrick? What are we doing?
With Mike out there, Mike, be sure to stay away from the boat ramps.
Or at least film it if you're going to be there for the rest of us.
Because as crazy as things are in Florida, Texas, out Florida, out Florida.
No. We're not
out Florida.
No. Because out in Torch Lake, these man and woman were getting their paddle boards out from the water. This lady wanted to back her trailer in. There was a kerfuffle between them. A
Don't
spat.
ask.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the lady who was trying to back down her trailer pulled out a small caliber handgun and
Of course.
shot the other lady, who is now in the hospital with life-threatening injuries, and the shooter could be looking at life in prison.
Well, you want to get that on video so you know who to put in jail.
No, you know who's going in jail. The lady who fired the handgun.
Well, yeah, but then you'd have evidence if Mike was filming these incidents.
It's just look, when it comes to boat ramps, yeah, we joke, and there's a lot of videos out there, and there's some live streams and stuff like that. Just take a deep breath. Just it's going to be okay. It's. I mean, whether you're waiting to get in the water or you're waiting to get your boat out of the water, deep breath.
Well, you've got boat rage, you've got road rage, you've got all this stuff going on. People just calm down.
Yeah.
Fear rage.
We need to just calm down when we're at the boat ramp and enjoy the boating lifestyle. That's what it's all about.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
He's sitting on the end of his bed. It's Saturday morning. Ever since school's been out, life's been kind of boring. So I poke my head in the doorway and say, man, what you feel like doing? Thinks for a moment. His eyes light up and he says, take me fishing to that place we only know. Take me fishing. I'll put my shoes on and we can go. Take me fishing, and nobody has to know. Come on, let's go.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick. Mike the Mariner split, so Barry the Boater is going to hold down the ballast for the rest of the cruise through the latest boating news and information. And by the way, I was correct. I thought I caught a TakeMeFishing.org plug on Holy Moly, the TV show with Rob Riggle. It's a pretty funny show, miniature golf craziness. And they've sponsored a fishing putt-putt hole on that show, TakeMeFishing.org. They're the ones who did that little ditty for us as well. So they're putting it out there. I mean, you get too worked up at the boat ramp, just go fishing. That's about as relaxing.
Nobody gets worked up when they're on the jetty, shoulder to shoulder, trying to fish. Right, Barry?
No. They're pretty good. I've never had a problem on the fishing piers. Everyone pretty much helps each other out.
Yeah, or you go out on your boat and
up on this end. I remember the days back at Sebastian. You had the infighting between the fisher folk, and then you had the fights between the surfers like myself that were trying to surf First Peak, and the fishermen that were constantly throwing their lines.
Hey, caught a surfer.
No, doing it on purpose with their lead sinkers, trying to hit us.
Yeah.
Well, that's 5 points in the game.
That's a new game, right?
Yeah,
See?
in the fishing game.
Yeah, that led to quite a few fights back in the 80s.
Well, that's why they don't allow scuba divers near the piers. You're supposed to stay, 50 feet, 100 feet away from them?
Well, it just makes sense unless you want to be pulled up as today's catch of the day.
No, I do not.
So,
some positive boating news. This who threw that remark out there?
Which one?
Yeah.
Who said good?
Good.
Oh, I thought that was Greg.
No.
Okay, so CNBC this week had an article why the boating industry's boom, which we really don't prefer that you use adjectives like boom when we're talking about boating, but why the boating industry's boom could carry on for a long time.
Really?
Even before COVID-19 left a lot of Americans stuck at home, boating was on a rise. We've talked about this over the years, the cyclical nature of boating, boat sales. You know, it has its peaks, it has its valleys. It definitely has a cycle. This pandemic has completely disrupted that cycle in a way that I have never seen. In my 35 years in the business, just haven't seen it. So their article states that the boom has been fueled in part by innovations that make boats easier to use, which is true, but also takes away a certain skill set that I think that you need to have. Much like our cell phones, and not to date myself, but certainly I can remember, and Greg, I'm sure you as well, and Barry, before cell phones, how many phone numbers did you have stored in your head?
Let's see.
It was
mine.
It had to be a veritable Rolodex. Mom, dad, brothers, sisters, work. You would have that. Now, you're lucky if you remember your own phone number. Because it's all stored in our smartphone. So it's made it easier, but it's also made us a little dumber in that. And that's one of my pet peeves with the innovations I think it takes away a necessary skill set that you should have when it comes to using a boat out on the water. However, so you've got innovation that's kind of pushing this along, new models that are continuing to hit the marketplace.
And crazy demand.
Well, hold on. Working for a manufacturer, I can tell you that, new models coming from the keel up are in the pipeline. There are several other manufacturers that are continuing to push brand new models with new technology. We've talked about the onset of generators going away and larger battery banks and moving towards, a more economical, environmentally friendly, sustainable boating experience. Comfort is supposed to be in there. So the boat market bottomed out after the Great Recession. We all remember that. In 2010, there were just shy of 178,000 boats sold in the U.S. In 2018, any idea how many units were sold? And this is based on the most recent information. So
more.
More. So from 178,000 in 2010 to 8 years later, 286,000 units.
Nice.
In 2018. Now, I am really interested to see the numbers for this past year and for this upcoming model year because, again, for a lot of boat dealers, a lot of boat manufacturers, 2022 model year, the pipeline is full. If you ordered a boat, you're probably not getting a 2022 model. You might be waiting for a 2023. It's just been that crazy in it. So
it should be at least the same or more. What do you think?
I would think that it's going to be more. My only fear is with the huge number of boats that have entered the market that have been bought. Again, people that's pent up in their homes for a year, kind of want to get out, want to be able to do something. This is a great way to do it. But then they find out that boating is work. As easy as manufacturers and their vendors are making boating, you still have to take care of it. You still have to service it. You still have to clean it. You still have to do these things. Otherwise, it gets away from you. And then a year from now, you're looking at this thing that's on a trailer in your driveway, or it's sitting in a dry stack, and you're hating it. And we don't want you to hate your boat. We want you to love your boat.
Oh, I think they love it right now, though, don't they? I mean, it's one of the few activities you can do, and that I think the boating industry is capitalized on through COVID. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're having this boom.
No, absolutely. I mean, there are several things that I looked at that kind of drove that growth. You had families that have the means to maybe didn't have the means to buy a boat because they had their money tied up in other stuff, say like sports camps, arts camps, private school tuition, that with the onset of COVID, when those things got canceled and, things went online and so on and so forth, now all of a sudden you've got, there's $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month that you're sitting on. Hey, what can we do as a family together?
Or let alone vacation. Just vacations and travel has been canceled. Barry, what say you?
No, the question is that if we're selling this many boats every year, how many of them do you know, if you know, get decommissioned? In other words, the older boats that have been out there so long, they're just ground up and turned into sawdust because you can't keep. Well, no, but I mean, seriously, if you sell 200, 300,000 boats a year, eventually either you fill up everyone in the country would have a boat, or what happens to them?
That would be nice. That would be a perfect world. It'd be like utopia if every person on the planet had their own boat. Wouldn't it be nice?
Depending on the manufacturer, Barry, you've got boats out there that I can speak from experience because I take phone calls where, I've got a 1983, I've got I came across this 1977. It's in great shape. A lot of times it's boats that have been in the upper Midwest, where, you're looking at a 30-year-old boat that's really probably only got about 10 years on it due to the short boating season. It spent more of its life in storage, due to the cold weather. And it's a freshwater boat, and it's like that one that Mike's friend found and restored a bit. That thing didn't need a whole lot to bring it back to life.
Yeah, so I mean they're out there, but they're few and far between. Just like the new boat market, I mean the used boat market is on fire as well. So demand is just crazy.
Well,
right now,
that means that there are this many new boaters out there. The pool just keeps expanding. Well, it's not the same people buying and churning boats.
Not necessarily new boaters. What you've got out of that number, certainly there's a percentage, but we'll touch more on that after the break.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK PA7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches. Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Oh, look at this. So much fun, you'll ship your pants.
You'll ship your pants, bro!
We'll be singing and dancing, singing and dancing, singing and dancing, singing and dancing. When that great, great ship comes in.
This is the world of boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Barry, the boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. So you had another thought that you wanted to share on the state of the boating industry and where it's going there, Patrick, or did we cover that base enough?
I had many thoughts, Greg.
Yeah.
And actually, I wanted to, something that you had brought up, which was actually quite interesting that I was thinking about during the break. You've got these older model boats out there, certainly. And when we go back in the manufacturing process, say 30 or 35 years ago, back when I started, the way boats are built, manufacturers, just like with a car, you want to build it to where, it lasts a very long time. You don't want it falling apart because then you're not in the business very long. So you've got product out there that gets moved down the ownership line, if you will. Could be on its second, third, fourth, fifth owner. Really, the lifeblood becomes the engine package and the health of that engine and that outdrive and the transom assembly. Talking about, of course, the stern drive models, outboards. Pretty much the same thing, that the health of the engine dictates a lot as far as, getting into some of these boats. And I get calls where, I found this 20-year-old boat and it's only got 100 hours on it, and it's like, well, that's not always a good thing. And then you get the call where, I've found this 5-year-old boat and it's got, 800 hours on it and I'm really worried about it. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing either. It's all really how the boat was maintained, how the service was done to the engine, the outdrive,
right.
All the proper maintenance, things like that. But you've got boats out there that were manufactured to last, and those boats are out there. And I think something that the boat manufacturers associations here in the United States should be thinking about is a campaign, if you will, for these older boats to, as they kind of move down the ownership line, to kind of tout the
longevity,
fun,
the longevity
of these boats, and they're out there because these are all potential new boat buyers. You just have to get them into a boat and finding something that's affordable. Again, I found this older boat, and it's $10,000, and it's within my family's budget, and they have a good 3, 5, 6 years, and then they're like, man, we enjoyed this so much with this particular brand, we're going to upgrade. And maybe it's not even buying a new one, but it's buying a newer boat, which again enables somebody who has sold that boat to buy a new boat. It all kind of feeds down. I don't want to use trickle down, but in effect, it kind of is. And I don't think the manufacturing industry does enough to bring that aspect to boaters that, there are great quality pre-owned boats out there that, it doesn't have to be, 5 years old, 10 years old. There's boats out there that are 20, 25, 30 years old that are gold mines.
And Volvo used to have a car campaign like that. You would find they would have the owners on their advertisement 250,000 miles, 300,000 miles, 500,000 miles, how long that those cars would last. They don't do that with boats.
Yeah, because the stigma is the older the boat, I'm going to buy somebody else's problems, things like that. And I think as boats age, again, going back in recent manufacturing history, as these boats age, I don't think you're going to find that to be the case as long as it was maintained,
right?
As a boat should be. Certainly you're going to find those ones that, that for whatever reason, the person went to the boat show or the dealership, they fell in love with it. And that's what I can never, ever wrap my head around. You saw it. You fell in love with it. You decided to make this purchase that costs a lot of money. And then after a year or 2 years, you just lost interest. You stopped putting money into it and you just let it fall to pieces. And now you hate that boat and you hate the manufacturer and you hate the dealership, but it's really you, because you're not doing what you should do with that product, which is use it and maintain it. So I think you're going to find that there are more than enough potential boaters out there.
There obviously is. They can't keep the stock up, new boats or used boats right now.
Well, I mean, to take with the point being, these used boats, and is there a market for those? How many, can it possibly trade? It can keep going and going and going because you've got people that, again, for whatever reason, might have thought it was financially not something they could do, but then they come across this 25-year-old boat that's been very well maintained, and maybe they got to put a couple $1,000s into it to get the engine and the drive up to snuff or something like that, and they're good to go. And it just kind of feeds it, and that was the point, was the manufacturing industry hasn't seized on that yet to kind of promote that part of boating. They're focused on, of course, selling new boats because that's what drives them. But to that end, getting their boats that are already out there that somebody may be looking to sell and move down the line, promoting that as well. That, this is, to Barry's point with Volvo, hey, we're the third owner of this boat and it's got, 2,000 hours on it and, we love it, and things like that. So
it was a bargain. I got a bargain on it. That makes you feel even better about the purchase. So you got to just dig. The used boating market is on fire as well as the new boating market. We'll see how long it lasts. But I don't know. We could be in the golden days of the boating industry right now. It's kind of hard to say and where it's going to end. So we'll wrap it up with that for this week. Till next time, remember, whether it's sail or motor,
life is better as a boater.
Safe boating, everyone.
Here, you barnacle-bitten swab. World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.